أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نواصل محاضرتنا في هذا اليوم الثاني من رمضان 1445. This is second day of Ramadan 1445 by Hijri calendar. It is the 12th of March 2024 AD. We will continue studying and presenting a new Islamic perspective on the divine principle. This is, as I mentioned before, based on my book, United Visions, under the slogan of one God, one truth, and one human family. This is the third part of this series on the principle of creation. And as we have explained in the previous lectures, time is very important in God's creation. It is important in the creation and important in the recreation, salvation, restoration of man. Salvation and restoration also takes time, needs time. Man cannot be saved just in a no time. Everything takes its time to reach perfection. Therefore, we explain that according to the different times and space, God gave truth. In every age, in every place, people they have different needs, different understanding, and God respond to these needs and this understanding, and He, according to His response, He really gives them a revelation and gives them truth according to their level of understanding, according to their acceptance and respond to the truth. Therefore, God gave His truth, and still He is giving His truth through holy books for man, because man is not a robot. Man is a living being. He has his own problem and social problems and cultural situations and so many and political and economical, so many complicated situations. According to this situation, God can give His truth and give His revelation. This is why, through this, by this, we can understand that why there is different holy books, why there is different revelation, even in the Abrahamic providence. We find Judaism, we find Christianity, and we find Islam. This is the reason for these differences. Also, the reason is the level of responding to God's call and God's providence. So, because situations change from time to time, there is a need for renewal and there is a need for giving a new revelation. And this renewal and this because of situation change and cultural situation, economic situation, political situation, all change, then God will give a new understanding to people. But generally, people, they don't accept new understanding. They want to link to their previous situation. They need the status quo. They don't want to change and accept new ideas. Because to be living in your previous situation, following your ancestors, your parents, your grandparents, it is more comfortable and more nice and more peaceful, actually. But to accept new ideas, this kind of really, you have to rearrange everything in your life. Anyhow, God created us in stages, and He is going to recreate us also in stages. This is really, we can understand from this time is very important for creation and for God's providence. This is very important. Okay, therefore, on the second lecture, if you remember about in the introduction for the divine principle, we mentioned that from historical time point of view, Islam came here after Christianity. And this is from time point of view. But actually, Islam came in the beginning to like an offshoot of Judeo-Christianity. But the people of Arabia couldn't accept Islam in on that level. And therefore, Islam came down to the people level of understanding, and he from Jesus Christ's mission, it came down to Moses' mission. This is why we find, as I mentioned before, the Quran is really mentioned about more than 100 times. The Quran is talking about Moses, but little bit he talks about Jesus Christ. Therefore, Islam came with the law and the wisdom, and came including and comprehending Moses' mission and Jesus' mission. And this is the position of Islam, because Islam was not founded on Moses and Jesus' foundation. It is founded in Ibrahim and Ismail. On Ibrahim and Ismail, from this lineage, God established a new revelation and a new culture. This is the culture of Islam. So together, because they are cousins, Ismail and Isaac, they are cousins. So Muslim and Arabs and Jews are cousins, and Islam and Christianity also, they are kind of spiritual cousins. They are all originating from Ibrahim and from Noah and from Adam, and going back to God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And therefore, in this new age, we are coming to the age of unity, kind of a common understanding, because we are moving from the age of offerings to the age of the law, to the age of salvation and eternal truth. And now we are coming to the new age of completion of the truth. So according to the Quran said God created the universe, heaven and earth in 6 days. He created earth and the physical world in 2 days. This is according to the Quran explanation. And he created then he created water, sea, land, mountains, and life. And he blessed earth in 2 days. This is 4 days. And then he created 7 layers of heaven in 2 days. This is totally 6 days. Therefore, God created the universe in 6 days. And what is the meaning of this? This means that time is very important, even for God. God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who created time. And He committed Himself to His own laws. God cannot violate, He cannot violate His own laws. So God is committed. He bound himself to his own laws. And therefore, according to science today, of course, we understand that the earth is really billions of years old, maybe 3 or 4 billion years, something like that, because the whole universe, I think, about 14 to 15 billion years old, something very, very, very old ages. Therefore, we can say that 6 days means 6 periods or 6 stages. 6 days is not 6 times 24 hours. It is impossible. This is not the meaning, because in the Quran it says that one day for God is about 1,000 years. وإن يوما عند ربك كألف سنة مما تعدون. وفي آيات أخرى قال في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة، يعني شوف 50,000 سنة مما تعدون. هذا يعني زمن طويل ما تستحقه، ولكن إن 1000 سنة يعني تشير إلى أن هنالك مدى زمن طويل. ولذلك therefore God's work and creation takes time, and God's work of recreation also, it will take time. We are created in stages, and we are going to be recreated again, restored again to our original position in stages. Therefore, God created the sun and moon as the external light for for the galaxy, for our solar system. And it seems that every galaxy and every group, they have their own sun. But anyhow, here in our solar system, in our galaxy, the sun is a source of light for life and for mankind. And God created man, Adam and Eve, as the internal light for the universe. So for the solar system is the center of the galaxy, and our galaxy is the center of the universe. And actually, man is the center of all these things. This is the meaning of blessing. God blessed the earth, and because He created man, His vicegerent, His Khalifa, in the position like His son, His children, like His children. We are like His children. God is like our parent, our father. And therefore, we can say that creation is not perfect unless man become perfect. And since man is not perfect, creation still is not perfect. Creation will be perfected after man is perfected. And our heavenly, yani our heavenly uh, our invisible origin is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He loves us like his children. He's caring for us more than the caring of our parents. You know? He loves us more than the love of our fathers and mothers. And therefore, Allah is working and He's calling people to be perfect so that the universe can be perfect. Therefore, it is clear that anyhow, according to the modern science, that creation started like invisible plasma. This is what Ibn Arabi call it, like الهيول الأول اللي هو the hyle الهيول الأول. يعني it came out from this hule, from this hyle came out all the physical world through the universal prime force. This we have already talked about it in previous lectures. Anyhow, we can say that there is 3 orderly stages of growth. Every creation, every creature needs 3 stages to reach perfection: formation, growth, and perfection. 3 of them, they are called growth period. And this is, we can put the 6 days in this graph. We can say that here there is 2 days formation, and 2 days growth stage, and then finally the completion stage. This is the creation of the universe. And even creation of man also, it goes through this process: formation, growth, and completion. This is the system. This is the way God created universe and the way God created man. And this will be the way through which God is going to recreate man, to restore man, and bring him back to his original position. It is like this: formation, growth, and completion. These 3 orderly stages of growth uh, are very important for every creation to reach its perfection. No creation reach perfection in no time. Time is very crucial and very important for God's creation. So God created in 6 days, and it is two. According to the Quran, it is three twos. 3 times 2. 2 plus 2 plus 2. 6 days. And this number 3 is, we can see it in many manifestations in the creation. And we can see number 3 in nature: the 3 kingdoms, the 3 parts of the human body, the 3 period of growth from childhood to, to the somehow uh, young age and then to an adult man. And you can see it also in the three periods of creation of man: the life in the womb of our mother, then the life in the womb of the earth. The earth is our second mother, and then the life in the spirit world when we die and we go there. This is also three levels of existence for man. Therefore, and we can say that every creation reached its perfection through the principle. All other creatures, minerals, plants, animals, especially plants and animals, they can reach their perfection if they, through the principle, they don't need to exert any effort. Just by nature, by the law of nature and the principle, they can be perfect and they can fulfill the purpose of their creation. But man is an exception. Man, he needs to exert an effort. He needs to take responsibility for himself and for the creation. This is the dignity of man. This is a blessing given by God for man. Man is free and man is responsible for his own perfection. Man cannot be perfect just by following natural and principle laws. No, he has to do something. You have to do something. You need to learn language. You have to be taught language. You have to be taught how to walk, how to speak, how to put on clothes, how to eat. So man is not like other animals or plants. This is a position of man because man is an inheritor. He inherits from God and he is a vicegerent and he is in the position of Khalifa, the representing of God. This is why it is well established that in Christianity, man is the son of God. And actually, if you took it from a spiritual point of view, this is actually true. We are like his children. God is like, he's more than our fathers, actually. He's more than that. Therefore, he gave us, because God loves man so much, so he gave him freedom and he gave him responsibility, because he wants man to taste the true meaning of life, to be responsible and to enjoy carrying his responsibility and fulfilling his mission. As the second creator, no creation without freedom and responsibility. The Quran says, indeed, we already created the heaven and the earth and whatever is between them in 6 days. This is just, we want to prove our saying that خلق السماوات والأرض ما بينهما ولقد خلقنا السماوات والأرض ما بينهما في 6 أيام. في آية أخرى يقول وما مسنا من لغوب. ولذلك therefore in the Islamic culture, كن فيكون, إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. Verily, when he intended a thing, when he intends a thing, something, he commanded. He said be, and it is. So between be and between it is, there is and. This and represent a period, might be a second, a minute, an hour, a day, a decade, a century, a millennia. It's according to situation, but there is time between be and it is. Therefore, we can say that the universe did not emerge or came out just suddenly in a sudden, but the universe took time, as we have explained that science has found out the universe is for about 14 to 15 billions of years old. It is a considerable time. Yes. Also, the Quran says that the creation took place in stages. This is what, according to the Quran, what Noah said to his people, because Noah was preaching and asking people to believe in God. And he said to them, why don't you respect Allah who created you in stages? ما لكم لا ترجون الله وقارا وقد خلقكم أطوارا. This is Noah saying, and that means that the universe was created in stages, and every man was created in stages. And from there, we can understand the meaning of mathematical and numerical numbers in the universe. We say so also the universe is highly systematized mathematically and numerically. And this was very exciting and interesting for scientists and mathematicians, because God is number one mathematician, number one scientist, and he's the master of numbers. Therefore, we can say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he created the whole universe in time, because besides that, within time and space, within time and in space, God is committed to work within time and space. Even if God want to make miracles, miracles will take time and space. And miracles can take place in a different level of existence. We can discuss it later in other chapters, inshallah, if we find the proper time and chance. And so this is periods of growth of mankind. Man was created as a baby, as infant, and he grows from formation stage to growing stage and completion stage. He was supposed to grow physically and spiritually. Physically and spiritually. As our bodies grows from formation to growing stage to completion stage, also our spirits should grow also from formation to growing to completion stage. This we call it the area of indirect dominion. This is stage of indirect dominion. In these stages, God doesn't relate to us directly. What is the meaning of directly? God does not relate to us through heart and through the internal total truth, but he relates to us through the law. Do that and don't do this, like that. So this is the period of indirect dominion of God. If we complete this period, we go to perfection, and that is Allah direct dominion. Unfortunately, man, Adam and Eve, they were growing and they passed the formation stage and they went through the growing stage, but when they came to the top of the growing stage, before entering completion stage, Adam and Eve fell down. They fell down below the point of their starting, below animals, below plants, below minerals, the minimum, the base of the base. أسفل سافلين. أخبار الإسلام في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين. The base of the base, the lower of the lowest of the lower. Therefore, when man fell, man was not perfect, because people were sometimes asked question, how can a perfected man created by God as his vicegerent and Khalifa, how can he commit such a big sin? But we can say that man was not perfect. Man was growing towards perfection when he was deceived, he was cheated by Lucifer, Satan, and he was sent down to the bottom of the bottom. It's like that. Therefore, it is every being, as we have mentioned, reaches perfection by passing through the three orderly stages of growth: formation, growth, and completion. And from this, we can deduct the number three. We can find out number three through induction from different part of creation. we can find that there is number 3. You can see the number 3 in many aspects of living being and life in the natural world. And you can, as I said, there is the 3 kingdoms, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, and the animal kingdom, and the three aspect of existence, the gas, and being a gas, being liquid, and being a solid existence. This is three dimensional, 3 aspect of existence: gas, liquid, and solid. Just like vapor, for example, vapor and evaporation, and like water, and then like ice. 3 aspects of existence in the mineral world and in the non-living world. And then the number 4. Number 3 is important, and then number 4 also is important and can be seen in many manifestations in life and in living beings and in the nature. And this number 4 came from the 4 position foundation: the origin, 1, division, it becomes 3, and then the unity, number 4. While number 3 came from the origin, division, union. Origin, division, union, 3 stages. And number 4 is a kind of horizontal: origin, division, union. We explained this before. Therefore, it is man is completed through really origin, through man perfection is realized through origin, division, union. Mind and body become one ideal man. Man and woman become ideal family. Man and creation become ideal universe. We have mentioned this before in our previous lectures. Therefore, God, he created whenever there is, whenever night is mentioned internally for our interpretation, night means growing period. والفجر وليال عشر والشفع والوتر. هذه تعني أن هنالك 10 أيام. There is 10 days for growing period. 3 because the growing period also consists of 3 periods, and the growth period 3 periods, and completion period 3 periods. The total is 9, and then number 10 will be completion stage. Always God's creation is like that. So man fell during the growth period, at the top of the growth period, and God he knows the possibility of man to commit a mistake. Therefore, he warned him. He gave him the commandment. He advised him not to touch the tree. And therefore, Adam and Eve were free. Adam and Eve were free to respond or not to respond, to eat or not to eat. They have to decide by themselves. They have to take responsibility. And God gives them the commandment because they are not perfect until that time, because they are not perfect. And therefore, God gave them the commandment. As I mentioned before, all things reach perfection only through the principle. They go through formation, growth stage, and commission stage. All creation, all animals, all plants, they go like this without any individual effort. They don't need to think or to decide or to choose. They just reach their perfection and completion stage. Only man needs responsibility. Therefore, my responsibility the principle given by God, man can reach perfection. Principle alone is not enough for man to reach perfection. He has to take responsibility and to decide by himself, for himself. Therefore, we can, this is just explaining what we have said before, the principle of creation plus man's responsibility can reach perfection. And this indicates the importance of individual responsibility. We have to take our own responsibility, even if we want to be perfected people. We have to be responsible people for our freedom. We are not created with freedom in vain. We are created freedom to be responsible for this freedom in front of the creation and in front of God. We have to take our responsibility for ourselves and for the creation. And if we fulfill our responsibility, then God will be pleased. God will be happy. And of course, the opposite is true. And then through this, you can understand God's situation today. God's situation is a situation of a parent, like situation of a parent who lost his children, a parent whose his children went astray, and he's calling them, please come back, but they don't want to come back. They don't understand. Actually, they became like deaf, they are like dead. They don't listen, they don't hear, they don't see, they don't feel. Even they don't feel God's existence. This is the story of the a sorrowful situation. Okay, we stop here, and then our second lecture, inshallah, we will continue the second part. And thank you, and see you again in the next lecture. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.